Well, thank you for coming on, Lisa.
Hey,
So
hello.
we were just talking about you teaching. What's the school that you teach at?
It's called AMDA. It's a four-year BFA program in Los Angeles. There's a two-year program in New York, but I joined the voice faculty fall of 2019, and I then the pandemic hit.
Yes.
During that time I had 26 or 27 students plus some other people that I coach on Zoom, which is why I have this nice microphone.
Yeah, it sounds great.
We kind of set ourselves up with a good camera and a good mic, and so I could give the kids a better experience with me. And I have to say, I really love the teaching. My whole family are teachers, and even though I've been singing all my life, I just didn't stop and take the time to do it. And since being back in person, it's really been unbelievably fun. And just like I said, the kids they're in college, they're artists, they want to be on Broadway, they're, singers, and they're either musical theater or contemporary singers, and commercial singers, and they just want to learn how to use their voices. And it's really fun for me to be with that age group. I don't have kids, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah. All that enthusiasm and
yeah, they have a lot of that. I wish their technique met the enthusiasm.
Yeah. Well, some of them will take a while to get there, and some of them will get there quickly. But
it's about them respecting themselves and that their authenticity, and they can see the results after. It's not a bunch of tips like you would ask Roger Federer how to be a tennis star, and he gives you some tips, and all of a sudden, boom, you're a star forever. It takes time, and it's conditioning, and it's a craft like anything else. And I kind of say it's sort of like being an athlete. You have to keep that pace and that training, because your body's different every day. You're maturing. They're not mature yet. They have certain layers of instability physically that won't kind of meld until they're 26, 27. Their bodies and their mucous membrane system are all changing, and and then they'll have a good 40 years before it gets unstable again. So I want them to be as prepped and proud of their work as possible.
Yeah.
It's been really great for me. I've loved it.
It's so great to talk to you, because I'm here in the Bay Area, and I know you've been here a lot. And
I lived there a long time.
I know, and I don't think we ever met or anything. I did see you in Phantom, which I loved. Yeah, I think I knew some other people in the show. John Minogro.
Yes, John Minogro.
Yes. I was in a show with him.
John's the best. There was a great company of people. I loved them. They were, it was a beautiful 5 years with people who really cared about the show. Everybody worked hard every day. And it was, some shows get old and people get tired of it, but we couldn't afford that in San Francisco. So it
was such a huge hit here.
Oh, we just had a ball. It was a great, and it went by like in a flash.
I know, I remember.
All of a sudden it's over.
And it was just always sold out for 5 years, or is that what it was? 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
Well, wow, what a great treat that was.
And a great run. I bought a home after that, and I'm forever grateful to that long-term show,
Yeah.
I'm in Pasadena. Right after that, I went back to New York for another kind of 3.5 years. So.
And you did some shows on Broadway in New York?
Yeah, I did Phantom for another 3.
Oh, you did it? I didn't know you did it in New York.
Yeah, I bought my home after Phantom closed in San Francisco and Pasadena, and I'm sitting there, and the phone rings, and of course, you're still in kind of a loop of the role of the girls who do it, and they wanted me to go to London, and I said, no, I just got a house and I have a puppy, and it was too much. I was in boxes still, and I said no, and I was like, gosh, maybe that's it. You don't know if they're going to call again. And literally a month later, they called and said, both girls in New York are pregnant. Can you come? And I went, I'm in. So, because after that much time, I did the tour a little bit before that. After 5 or 6 years in a role, you kind of want the payoff of doing it on Broadway.
Yeah.
So
what was it like? What was it like going from San Francisco to Broadway? Was that your first Broadway show?
No, I did Aspects of Love before.
You were old hat by
I did Les Mis for 3 years, and in the middle of it, I did the New Broadway premiere of Aspects of Love.
Yeah.
I lived in New York a long time. I actually moved out of New York to come to San Francisco and do Phantom.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were from here. Okay.
No.
Well, it felt like you were from here. I think a lot of people thought you were.
Feels like my hometown, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of people assumed it was.
They do. My cell phone is still 415, so I think people think that I live there still.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably think you still do, but I did. I don't know why.
Like the ghost of Phantom Past here.
So what's the show that you have coming up here?
We are doing the 30th anniversary of Help Us on the Way, the Richmond Ermit, benefit that started a very long time ago, and I was there at the beginning because I was in San Francisco. Those were the years, the 90s, when we were all in San Francisco together, with Ken Henderson and Joe Seiler, and we just they become dear friends of mine, like my family, and I've been in so many of them, over 25 of them, I'm pretty sure, that like everybody that comes back to it feels like your family again in San Francisco. And when we started doing them, I couldn't get enough of it every year because it was a night off from doing the same show over and over again, and a night where everybody did one song and we were backstage together enjoying each other's company and artistry, and it was glorious. It was a glorious time, and and singing music that you didn't normally get to. So so
it's like a cabaret format?
Everybody comes in and does one thing. They kind of get up and do a number, and you hope it's early so you can go have a drink right away.
Yeah. That's what I love about doing cabaret type shows.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's so much easier than doing an entire musical, that's for sure.
You think?
And it's just a blast. And people are so receptive and warm, and it's just a great environment.
It's a fun thing. And you just feel like you can be yourself. I mean, I recently just did a one-person show. And I won one of New York Bistro Award for it this year.
Did you write it?
I did. My husband and I put it together.
Good for you.
And it
was music?
As my friends call it, they call it Intro to Lisa 101.
Oh, nice.
So I did it in the Green Room 42 in New York a year ago. And then I just did it Easter weekend again. And then April 1st was the Bistro Awards they told me I was getting an award for the show. So.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, I said, does it mean somebody goes, oh, are you going to be a cabaret singer now? And I said, I don't know. I find it a lot of pressure, but really, really fun to do.
Yeah.
I love telling the stories that you're not going to know. They're even my friends who had known me for years said, I hadn't heard half of the things that you were telling me. Because you were revealing things about your childhood and family and little stories, fun stories that have happened along the way. And there's 40 years of it. So there's plenty of good stuff.
Yeah.
Choose from. I have to wait till some people probably pass away to tell some of it, but it's that'll be part 2.
Yeah, that's the problem with writing an autobiographical show or a memoir or something. It's like,
what can you get away with?
What if they read it?
Yeah. It was great fun, and I have a couple of pianists, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast that I've worked with. I did the show out here last summer too, and there's a great arts community down here in LA also, and it's been even though I'm teaching and I'm still traveling a lot doing concerts, so the time to book like a show, take off 5 or 6 weeks is kind of difficult at times, but there's still some shows a couple of shows I'd like to do if they find me. That'll be great.
What would those be?
I mean, the top of the list would have to be Light in the Piazza. I've always wanted to play Margaret.
Oh, I love that.
So I'm just putting it out there. I'm waiting for somebody to.
You'd be great in that. I love that. Yeah.
It suits me now.
It seems like people aren't doing that as much as they used to. Used to see it all
they
over.
should, because the music's glorious. But it's no joke. It's really difficult. And it's not only the Italian and the language, but the music is very complicated and beautiful. And so you really have to have a cast of pretty tight musicians that can then handle it. But it's a beautiful show, and I'll just keep my fingers crossed. And I think there always should be a bucket list, right?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Why do people ask me if I'm going to retire? I'm like, I don't know.
What does that mean, really?
What do we do?
I mean, it changes what you want to do changes, but you can't ever really. Yeah. Well, it's hard to retire from this, I would say.
Well, your voice will tell you what it wants to do. I mean, my voice still works for me very well because I trained well. I went to my MFA, was in voice performance and was in kind of the opera world out of grad school. And I just had a good technique, and I've always been a crossover singer, and I've taken care of it. I think I came into Phantom a little older, so my voice was really settled in a place where it could withstand that role for a number of years and not hurt it or damage it, or it was, I was ready for it at that time. Yeah. And I've seen it with singers who didn't have that all together that do some damage, and maybe they weren't old enough or mature enough because it's not easy singing, and you're singing every day. You have to be that kind of an athlete, I think.
Yeah, it's the everyday thing, and sometimes twice a day that can really, take a toll on you, I think. It
does, and yet it's over, and you're thinking, where did the time flew? Like I said, and I'm glad it was San Francisco. I've loved that city. I have so many dear friends there. Joe and Ken actually just sent me a video of one of the first benefits that I did with them almost 30 years ago. And my mom, who has passed away now, was visiting me with my stepfather. They were both choral music educators, and they came out to see Phantom for the weekend. I was doing the benefit. So I said, hey, you want to come and play for me? And so my second song, I invited her up, and I introduced her as my high school and junior high music teacher. Oh. And then she walked up, and everybody started giggling because we were kind of carbon copies. So I said, oh, it's Mother's Day. Oh, Mrs. Gage is also my mom, kind of. And I don't have any videos of my mother. We weren't a video family. We have a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
So I have a video of her and I performing together, and then we did an interview backstage after for like 4 or 5 minutes, and it's both of us standing there and talking with each other. And I'm telling you, it just makes me cry just to think of that. I'm so happy I have it.
Well, that's wonderful. Gosh.
Yeah, it's great. Those kind of things are, but that's what this benefit kind of means to me. And I'm going to be back with there's some incredible talent on this one yet again.
Yes,
so we are. Yes. People will. Rob McClure, who is starring in Mrs. Doubtfire, for one. Yeah. If you hear anything about him, the guy's a superstar. I can't wait to hear him do his thing. But there are just Bruce Valanche is there again, Paula West, Sam Harris, who I've met. I met all these people doing this benefit, so it's kind of David Burnham and Faith Prince and Debbie Boone, Jennifer Lee Warren. Let me think, who else? Oh, Jason Brock, who's back from Japan. Yeah. Lived there for a while, but a Bay Area singer, wonderful talent. So, all these people I've known for all these years because of this benefit. So it's kind of like coming home a little bit too.
Yeah. Well, I sort of know Faith Prince. I did a while back. I went backstage when she did it was a play here at ACT the Tales of the City musical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Didn't take off, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I heard people loved it, but they I don't know. Things come and go.
It just depends whether they think it's going to make it in New York or not.
Yeah, and New York is another banana. It's all about the money if they can sell it, and
it's all about the profit. Whereas here we don't. That's not really what's going on too much in San Francisco, except for the touring companies.
Yeah.
But everybody else is nonprofit for the most part.
Yeah, so it's I feel the pandemic really put its stamp on the Bay Area and people sustaining and staying afloat and alive, and it's affected opera companies and symphonies, every arts organization. So
it's been hard. I had to leave the union myself.
Really?
I just couldn't get anything anymore, and I felt like I wanted to do stuff. So,
and you were limited.
Now I'm not sure if I made the right decision, but I did a couple of plays non-union, and at least I got to do something.
Could you go back?
I just wrote them an email asking.
Yeah, I can't imagine that they wouldn't, because they know that this is affecting everyone.
Yeah,
but all of the so many of the tours My students ask me all the time, should I join the union? Should I not? I'm like, why don't you not for a while and go get some experience? Because most of the tours on the road are all non-union now.
Oh, I know.
And
there's a big Peter Pan tour here at San Jose Center for Performing Arts, which is huge.
It's the one that
it's non-union.
It's the one Lonnie Price directed.
Yeah. Non-union. I can't even believe it.
So I tell them, why don't you go work, see what you can get, and work, and don't join the union and without any experience first.
Well, the other thing too is some of these non-union shows are actually paying decent wages.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they're competing with the union in that sense.
Yeah, I know.
They don't get the benefits, but yeah.
Or
I don't know. Things are changing.
Or protections.
Or protections, which is important.
We just have to keep live arts alive.
Yeah, got to go with the flow and keep it alive.
I live in LA, but I love movies and TV, but that's not my industry. My industry is that live experience, which we have witnessed and experienced how it can be so quickly taken away.
Because of the live, like the pandemic, right?
Yeah. It can happen again. It can happen if someone doesn't support the arts, and
they're still struggling. Most theaters are still struggling to get an audience back since then.
Right, because people have become complacent and stay home.
Yeah, and they lost so many subscribers. Yeah, almost every theater.
Yep. Yeah, because people aren't putting their money in it. It's hard, but you can't give up. It's just there's no. I know.
Well, I don't think live theater or live performance will ever go away. I mean, people are it's part of human nature.
Right.
Yeah.
We need it. I call my students, when you sing and we sing live for each other, we are like the wave of second responders. You can watch a movie you love, and that certainly helps. But when someone's in front of you and your sound is hitting their body and their ears, there's nothing like it. It's a sensory, overload, and
there's a vibrational thing that goes on.
It's helpful. I think it'll save the world. So I want music education to just be completely supported everywhere, and the kids to get the experience. And I just tell them, I want them to get up. During the pandemic, they had nowhere to perform. So when we got out of it, they were so nervous in class to get up and sing because they hadn't exercised that technique of getting up, that performance energy, and that bit of the craft. They were scared to death emotionally. The kids were getting up and going, I can't do this. They just hadn't been able to exercise it.
Yeah.
At 18 to 19. Plus they grow up in a time where, because of, your social media, everything has to be, you're perfect all the time, or it'll be on social media forever, and you'll have to live with that. I mean, we didn't have to do that growing up in our era. So which I'm grateful for.
You could make mistakes.
You should be able to make mistakes.
You should
You're
make
singing
mistakes.
Every day.
Yeah.
We're not an AI product. We're human. And thank God still.
Yeah, for the moment.
For the moment, we're still.
Apparently, that might change from what they say.
How do I know you're not a robot? No.
How do you know I'm not an alien? I was watching the show Resident Alien on TV. It was about.
Have you seen it?
Oh my God, I love it.
It's one of our favorite things.
I love it so much.
How do you say his last name?
What's his last name? I forget.
Everybody go see every minute of Resident Alien. It is a piece of genius.
It's so funny. Yeah. And it's moving and everything. It's such a great show.
It's from beginning to end, it was beautifully written.
And it's so kind-hearted too. It's good family entertainment.
His adopting the 14-year-old sensibility, with the child, how they banter, I couldn't get enough of it.
And it's like he's so uncomfortable in his own body all the time.
But they just put so many, I'm just going to look it up. Resident Alien. Because I have to cast. Oh, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, that's his name.
Tudyk.
Yeah.
Oh my God, people.
Apparently, a lot of people have known about him before. I didn't know he was in other shows that were really good, like
and he's
Firefly.
Done some voiceover stuff for characters too. I think.
I'm sure. Oh
yeah, the guy's he's brilliant though. I want to.
You know what I love the most is when if you watch the show and you look on the periphery sometimes, some of the actors will start laughing.
Oh yeah.
And the editors leave it in for like a split second.
Yeah, they can't hold it together with him.
Or the woman who plays the main character, I forget her name.
Sarah, is that her name?
Once in a while, she'll start.
Asta.
Yeah, Asta, she'll start laughing at the actor. And they'll leave it in. The editors will leave it in for just a split second.
Yeah,
you know they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, it's Sarah Tomko. And like Corey Reynolds, who plays Sheriff Mike.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
He's great.
I mean, well, they're all great. I mean, the entire Elizabeth Bowen, who is the other agent. I mean,
Oh, she's so funny.
Everyone in it is so good that it
looks like they're just having so much fun.
Yeah.
I think they get along really well. You can just feel the chemistry through this TV.
Oh my God, they know they have a good show, so I'm.
Yeah, so that helps.
that we were sad when we finished the season. We were sad that it was over.
Well, I have a little ways to go yet, so don't tell me the end.
I won't tell you. I'm not saying anything because it keeps getting better.
That's one thing I like, shows that keep getting better too, like that, where they start off a little unsure of what they're about, and then. Episode after episode, it just gets better and better.
Right.
And you can tell that.
So are we going to see you at this benefit?
I'm going to be there for sure. Let's see.
Come and find me.
Okay.
Find me.
And the benefit is to support HIV programs, hunger programs, and youth programs.
There's small emergency grants program, RAEF, but Project Open Hand, which is incredible. And I came to know that group when I was in San Francisco, and a lot of sponsors. Great. No, it's an incredible gift to the Bay Area, this thing. And Joe and Ken have been completely devoted to this for years and years. And all the people that have come through it and that I've known, like I said, it was such a relief from the Phantom Company. A lot of them joined all the time. They said, this is such a great night for our San Francisco community too. Yeah. So, and I'm still friends with a lot of them. So that's it's a great thing to get up there. It feels like, it's sort of my second home for a while, so I miss it.
Yeah.
I do.
And these are really great programs that they're giving to here. So you're really supporting a lot of people who need help if you attend the Reef. And
you're going to see the next Foundation. Group of, Broadway talent that are cast in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes. This talent is incredible.
Yeah. The what?
Yeah. The talent is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These kids are going to be able to, you're on tour and you're doing the same show all the time. And now they get up and dress up, look pretty, and get up and do something else that they love. So that's kind of I love watching them do that. The last one I did was with the Les Mis company. And get this, that company had in it a cover for Cosette and Fantine. And she was maybe 23, 24. And her mom and dad and I were in Phantom together in New York.
Oh, wow.
And there she is. And her dad was, and I was on the Les Mis, this particular, a tour of Les Mis originally. It started in 88. And so, and her dad was in that company for a while. So, I mean, I've known her since she was a baby. So needless to say, we took a lot of pictures together and sent it to her parents. We're like, but I thought, oh my God, my friend's children are now doing what we did. They're on tour and had out of college.
Yeah.
And they want musical theater. She comes by it rightly. Both of her parents are, superstars. So that was
helps a little bit.
To have the influence of that was pretty cool.
So I was looking here. We have Jason Brock from on the poster from the X Factor. David Burnham.
Yeah, and Jason lives in San Francisco. He was in Japan for the last 3 or 4 years.
Oh,
and he's immersed himself and lived there. David Burnham, I just sang with here in Pasadena. We've sung a million concerts together, and of course, Sam Harris, superstar.
Yeah,
started it all. Faith, Jennifer Lee Warren, who's out of control, talented.
Yeah,
Paula West, who is our San Francisco
Yes.
Star. But she sings all over the place. She's great.
And you have Bruce Vilanch for the comedy.
He is hilarious.
He's been in the show. He's been
I know he's a lot, and he's perfect, and he's brilliant, and he's unbelievably funny.
And anyone who watched Hollywood Stars in the 70s, you'll know who he is.
I did.
And then there's you, Broadway star.
Look at that. She used to be somebody. I'm telling you. No, we're gonna have a ball. It'd be fun. And Michael Orland is the music director who was with American Idol originally. It's MD, and he works with everybody, and he's the best.
That's a tough job, being the musical director on American Idol. Wow.
I think he did originally, and I hope I give his bio correctly, but he's worked with everyone, and he's a big deal, and he's a wonderful man.
Actually, I don't watch American Idol anymore, but when I did, that was the thing I was most impressed with, was getting all that music together and making the performances something that people enjoyed. And when you had like no time at all.
The weekly.
Incredible. Yeah. Just an incredible feat. Wow.
You look at the kids, they're young. They can memorize things very quickly.
I know. I remember those days.
Yes, I really, a few years ago, I did Maria Callas in the masterclass in the play. Yeah. And it's basically a one-woman show. And I'm telling you, I was like, oh my God.
I know.
Can I memorize this? And I found that I could, and felt good. And I realized I was oddly calm the opening night. And I thought, gosh, I don't really feel the same kind of nervousness that I usually do. But I realized it's because I didn't have to sing any high notes.
Oh.
I thought, well, all I have to do is talk. This is easy. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a great show. I love that show.
I loved it. I had a great time doing that. I'd love to do that again.
I just finished the first draft of a one-man show. It's about, I had a great granduncle who came here from Italy to become a big movie singing star in New York. He was in a Broadway show when he was like 30, and then never again. And he wrote his memoir, and he published it in Italy. And I wrote a one-man show based on that. And so it's going to have music and.
Oh, what was the show?
Oh, I haven't. I'm just writing it. It's called The Singing Janitor right now.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. Yeah.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
I love real stories.
So Broadway and Beyond, this
July 14th.
Benefit, July 14th, 7:30 p.m. at Marines Memorial Theater.
Yeah. Which is
a great space.
Do you have the info?
I do. I'll put it all in the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have that address at the top of my head.
Oh, for the website?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it here.
Okay.
The website is www. Probably don't have to put that, but REAF, REAF.
F as in Frank.
Yeah, F as in Frank, -SF as in Frank.org. REAF-SF.org.
Yeah, it's a Richmond Ermit AIDS Foundation.
Yes.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Oh, so that'll be great. It's going to be a really, really fun night. And getting back to San Francisco, as I've told you, just I don't get to do it enough anymore.
Yeah.
It's
well, maybe we can see you. Maybe we can see you more often.
I would love to, but it's when doing the teaching kind of keeps you on a regular schedule.
Oh, right.
So I really, and I love it. I don't want to give it up, but I didn't think part of me is, I didn't think I'd sing this late. And so the juggle around the concert travel has been a lot. The spring was just almost killed me. So I thought I'm trying to do it all, but someone's going to have to give at some point. But for now,
how about if you do a show at the Raz Room?
At the Raz Room, I don't know the Raz Room.
I mean, not Raz Room, Feinstein's.
And Feinstein's, I've done that before, and it'd be fun to do it again.
Yeah,
I could see about that.
I'm for it. You got my vote.
Okay,
I'll be there.
I've sold one ticket. I've sold one ticket. Yay! I'm in. Yeah, it'd be fun to come up there and do that again.
Yeah. It used to be called the Raz Room. I keep forgetting it's Feinstein's.
Yeah, Feinstein's is a great space.
Oh yeah, I just videoed a show there last week. Sean 2 weeks ago. Sean Patrick Murtaugh. I don't know.
Yeah, I know Sean. I think Sean and I met doing this benefit. Also,
there you go.
Years ago.
I just videoed his show, which was a tribute to the divas of Sondheim.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
But I said, these are, if it's been so many years doing this that everyone's come through this benefit at some point or another.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, maybe you probably know Carly, my friend Carly Ozard too.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. Hey, Carly, let's do shout out.
She's like my best pal.
Amazing talent, amazing voice.
Yep.
Lover of animals, which we love.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, she's like, truly, her voice is like a precious gem. There's not a lot of people with her voice type. And so a lot of people don't write for it. They don't know what to do with it. But I have a student that is a true contralto, big dark mezzo, and it's hard. And she goes, well, there's not a lot of roles in musical theater. I said, so we're going to have to find you where you fit. Get people to write for you.
One thing that they found that she fits well in is club dance music.
Oh, yeah.
She's done a bunch of that because she has that big voice they can like fill in the background.
Right.
With
but she's done some Lamplighters stuff, the GNS.
Oh, recently.
Yeah.
She's been fantastic with them.
Oh, I love it. She's incredible. So
she's perfect for that.
Perfect. Yeah. And it's so much. That is so much fun. Also.
Yeah. Yeah. The Gilbert and Sullivan. Stuff. It's a
great.
Blast.
It's so funny. You would swear it was current.
I know, and it's so old.
Yeah. It's so old.
The 1880s or something.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, I have to teach a little.
Thank you, Lisa.
Lesson. I have to teach it at 3, so I have like 6 minutes.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'll let you go. Oh, we'll see you at the Reef. I'll be there.
Please do.
I'll come back and see you. Reef.
Doing some. Zoom doesn't really like our singing lessons, but there's a lot of things you can do as far as sharing and listening and self-taping and back and forth. We did a lot of that, but there's nothing like being in person and really hearing the voice. But we do what we can and we have to. So it's
yes, at least we have the Zoom, so that's good.
Yeah.
So reef.sf.org to go get all the information about the benefit.
Yeah, there's a very few of the great tickets left, so there's really not a bad seat anyway. So,
it's a great space.
It's a great space. It's all sorts of fun. How many times have I sung there? Millions. So I'm digging it.
It's called Broadway and Beyond.
Broadway and Beyond. Be there, be square. Thanks, Ray.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. I will see you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.